So I got a Corvette, and you're looking at it. She is now inundated with with parts everywhere. Yeah, so I ended up coming across the smoking deal that I just couldn't pass up, right? I ended up getting two more full LT1s. I got a mess of parts here. They're early LT1s, so if anybody has a need for parts, get a hold of me. I really couldn't pass them up. So anyway, well, I mean, they're not super early LT1s. They still have that fuel rail that's like that. So anyway, got my block back from the machine shop, and she looks fantastic. She is ready to go. Yeah, I really cannot express how happy I am to get going on that. This block here is the junky LT1 that I had up on the engine stand. And right now we've got, we're in the process of taking this out, taking it apart as I take it out. Anyway, yeah. So, anywho, I'm gonna be taking my time with the whole process. Yeah. So this is a fantastic, fun little endeavor here. I really can't express how fun this whole project has been for me. Obviously, me getting a hold of more LT1s just it just conflates the problems that I've got going on. But don't worry, they're kind of going as they go, right? So I'm looking at this one here. All the cylinders look great in this one. And for lack of better words, this one here, realistically, I think I'm going to take this one to the car wash and pressure wash the block and, hone it a little bit and put it back together. This one here actually had the forged early rods. I'm not going to use those. I've got a newer LT1 sitting here that I'm just going to swap things over. There is a couple of dings in the cylinder walls on that one. So it ended up being that one I'm not going to use as a stock rebuild after all. This one over here ended up getting this one here. This one was just basically the parts motor for the other motor that I just took apart. I'm not sure if any of this is good. So I have two good blocks that I'm going to be investing time into. This one here, I'm not sure. I might just, that's some, I don't know. I'll hit it with a hone and see how it looks. But, I mean, you can't really tell with this kind of stuff until you hit it with a hone and see if it'll dress up. See, look at that. Clean. Which I was really thinking this was not going to be the case. Something I do want to kind of point out. The rolled fillets that everybody, says, oh, well, the LT4 has rolled fillets. Every 96 that I have taken apart, which now is a few of them, this one was a 96 motor. The one over there, my LT4 and that other LT1, those were both rolled 96s. Rolled fillets, not rolled fillets. Not rolled fillets. So, if you're wondering if you have an LT4 crank, then 96 up, you probably do. Yeah. And basically, picture it this way. It's instead of this little transition here on this, it's not gonna shine up. But anyway, instead of that little transition there's a groove in there. That's all that means. Same material, same part number, just machined different. And because of that, they're just a smidge stronger. Realistically speaking, I'm looking at, forum threads and stuff like that, and people are putting, it doesn't really matter what crank you have, whether it's this one, which is the same part number as the rest of the LT1s and the LT4s. You have a pretty sturdy crank. You just have to just make sure you tune it and make sure you're feeding it good gas, because detonation will kill it. So that's basically the long and short of that. So yeah, I'm going to do a stock rebuild on this. It would be sacrilege not to do that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to make a stock build and put it away for a rainy day. I'll probably put the LT1 or the LT4 manual flywheel that I've got on it. That way it's, it's built for a manual, and I don't know, I'm not going to put a flywheel on it. That'd be stupid because, yeah. But anyway, I've got a handful of flywheels if anybody's interested. I've got a handful of intake manifolds if anybody's interested. Yeah, pretty darn cool. I'm not sure if this OptiSpark is any good. My understanding is this one blew a head gasket. I don't see any signs of that. He said that there was rods knocking in one. That one there had a spun rod bearing. This one here doesn't. I don't know. I got to take the crank out of it and look at it, see what's going on there. But I don't know. I got a pretty smoking deal on them, and I couldn't pass it up. I just bought them basically for the heads. And yeah, so now I've got 4 sets of LT1 heads. I don't know. I'm LT1 rich now, and I've got pistons all over the darn place. And thankfully, I'm not using the stock rotating assemblies. But anyway, so we got that all going on. Everything is all happy. And so what's the ETA on the LT4? The LT4, probably going to be doing some stuff here in the next 2 weeks. I have to get a hold of Lloyd Elliott and get my camshaft made. I just kind of wanted to defer a lot of the costs until I got the block done and figured out if I had a good usable block after all, and just making sure. And yeah, so that's pretty much what that is. Something very interesting that I have that I found about the whole journey is it's pretty hard to find an actual dyno tuner. There's plenty of people that'll tune these cars, but there's not very many of them that are willing to dyno tune these cars. Drop an LS1 in it and you're going to be fine. But, I mean, I can find them, but the caveat is I have to drive a long way in order to find them. So it's not down the street. I mean, there used to be a pretty good racing community around me. Not anymore. It's a lot of the old machine shop guys have died, and their kids just let the places kind of go. But I don't know. It is what it is. Yep, a couple weeks. I'm gonna figure out what my quench is gonna be. I did not deck the block. I did have the machine shop check the block, make sure it was true, and it is true. Fun fact: the quench on a factory motor, this one here, I measured the quench on this one, 22 thousandths in the hole on this one. All 4 corners were 22 thousandths in the hole. I'm assuming that my LT4 with the Molly pistons are going to be pretty similar to that. I don't know. We'll find that out when we get to it or when we cross that road. But when I do start to put things back together, I'm going to be doing some serious spring cleaning and getting things back in order how they should be. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm not sure if I want to do a mechanical fuel or water pump or an electric water pump. Now's the time to be deciding that. A lot of people will say, "Oh, just do the mechanical versus the electric," because you have to worry about the reliability of the electronics, and so just doing mechanical is going to be way better for you. Yeah, I'm on the fence. I mean, most of the car is electronic anyway, so it's kind of just source good parts and you won't have any problems with that. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Something that I'm having some trepidation on is my lifters. I need to get new lifters. Basically, so the lifters that I had in the motor, I'm not sure what went where as far as metal contamination. I know it wasn't a lot, couldn't have been too much. But that being said, I didn't have any in the pan. Anyway, I'm not trusting of anything that was in the motor previously. So everything that was in the motor is gone. It's not going to be used, not in that motor at least. It's not some daily driver beater motor that I really want to do anything with. So the way I'm looking at this build is that I want to make sure that it is going to be something that I don't have to worry about in the back of my mind. Oh, are them lifters, that I used, are them going to be good or what? There's a couple of options, but my problem is, my big hang up is, how much Chinesium am I willing to put up with, basically. So that being said, I'm just kind of on the fence about what all is going on there, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. The objective is, when I put my motor together, I want to have good quality parts. I don't want to have anything in the back of my mind. It's like the connecting rods that I had in the LT4 are going to be going into this motor, and the reason why is because, well, frankly, I trust those rods. I'm not using the 5.7-inch rods, and I may as well use them in a new build. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is rebuilding this as an LT4 minus the LT4 cylinder heads. So what I'm probably going to do is, yes, it's going to be stock rebuild. Lower end is going to be stock. They're not going to be LT1 pistons because the LT1 pistons have that deep dish in them, and the LT4 pistons have a smaller scallop out of them. So I'm probably going to get some aftermarket pistons. I'm probably going to get Hypertechnic pistons, but I'm not going to be using the factory pistons. The factory pistons are fine, but I'm just going to I don't know. We're just going to cross the bridge when we get there. I'm going to take it to the car wash, see how it cleans up, see if it cleans up pretty well. If it doesn't, I'll end up taking it to the machine shop, have them deal with it, and have them look it over, make sure everything's good to go. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, I'm at the point where if I were to have somebody build my motor, I'm probably going to be in the motor like $7,000 or $8,000, depending on labor. So yeah, it's going to be one of them things. I can build the motor myself. I've built motors before. A small block is a small block at the end of the day. Just follow the directions and pay attention to your clearances, and you should be fine. So I'm not worried about it blowing up or anything. So that's that. But at the end of the day, it is, it just is what it is. I'm very excited to get this thing together, but at the same time, I don't want to do myself an injustice by, throwing everything at this thing way too fast and getting into a situation where I should have taken my time and I didn't, and I ended up making this car a terrible experience for myself. That being said, if I don't end up liking it, no problem. I can just find another LT4 and just go back to a stock build. It's not the end of the world. Not that I want to do that, but I've come across enough LT4 cars that in the very recent past, that, they're pretty common, and there's a few of them that you come across every now and not again. The owner doesn't understand what they are, and they may as well be an LT1 car. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Sorry, kind of rambling a little bit, but man, I am LT1 rich, man. But yeah, the LT4 Corvette is going to have an LT4 in it here soon, and I'm really, really hoping that this is all I have to spend on it for a while, because I have to get my seats and I got to get my wheels powder coated white. And once I've done that, then the car will be essentially done. And then I can move on to another car and actually, do videos and stuff with the mechanical side of it. I did film a little bit with camera on my head with this thing. Wasn't really happy with how some of that video turned out, so not a lot of that is going to actually make it to the light of day. I kept having problems with the camera dying, or I would bump it and it would switch modes. So yeah, that process is going to have to be babysat pretty well. So yeah, I'm just going to have to figure out how I want to do that filming. I do like how I'm doing that, and I do want to kind of perfect how I'm doing that, and I'm going to do that while I'm working on this car still, but I really want to make sure I get all the bugs ironed out. That way, when I do get another car, and I do want to make some helpful videos for you guys, that when it's sitting like this, then I'm not, I'm not wasting my time, okay? And really, I'm sitting here looking at myself here and thinking about it, and as much as I want to make videos about what I'm doing, everything I do, as much as I want to do that, I still also realize that if I am taking my time making a bunch of videos and trying to edit, editing isn't that big a deal, but what I'm trying to do is film and then set up cameras and stuff. Distracting myself from actually what needs to be done with this car. And this car is pretty important to me, so I don't want to end up in a situation. You want to? I got into a little bit of a hurry the other day, and I'll show you why I really need to make sure that I need to finish my little fix there. But what happened was I was bringing my engine hoist by the car, and it dinged it. Got a little bit of scratch here, about 1.25 inch scratch right there. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to rush things and get things all cattywampus. So I just want to make sure that everything is put together how it should be put together, and things are kosher, and I'm not fighting everything, and everything is very, very, very well put together, and I can enjoy this car for years. Anyway, guys, that's about all I got for this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about some of the things that you've done with your cars. as far as making them more reliable or adding to the creature comforts, or you name it. Or if you have any tips for me, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Well, that's going to be about it. And I guess I will catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying in tune with what I've got going on here. And by the end of summer, this thing will be tearing up the streets again. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.